the Trump case still pending with the nation's eyes watching as that investigation continues.
To give us some insight on how this indictment works and what could happen after is Erie County District Attorney John Flynn. John, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
So the proceedings, they are closed to the public, closed to the media, so little is known. But how does the process with an investigative grand jury typically work?
Well, the first thing is that, in this case right here, unfortunately, there's a lot more known than should be known. Grand juries are supposed to be secret. You're not supposed to know they're even taking place, quite frankly, who the witnesses are, any of that. Unfortunately here, and again, I don't know how it came out or who's leaking what, but in this case right here, unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of information, which, like I said, is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so, once the grand jury is completed with interviewing their witnesses and the prosecutors putting forth their witnesses, the prosecutors will then decide whether or not they're going to charge the grand jury. Now, you don't have to charge the grand jury. You can say, after all the witnesses are in, you know what, we don't have enough here, and walk away. That's done very rarely, obviously, but if you decide not to do that, you then charge the grand jury. Say, hey, here's a charge, and then they vote on it. And if they vote on it, indict, you go forward with the prosecution. If they vote no, it's over.
In addition to being the Erie County District Attorney, you were also the president of the National District Attorneys Association. So I guess I'm not going to ask you to be either critical or supportive of the DA in Manhattan, Alvin Bragg, but clearly it is a circus down in Manhattan, either to his credit or to his discredit. But I guess my question is, people are saying this is so political. It's a 6 or 7-year-old charge. It's something for the FEC, which has already dismissed it. Why is he going after this? How do you respond to that as a district attorney and as someone who does represent other district attorneys across the country?
Again, Dave, it is so important that the district attorney remains non-political. The district attorney needs to establish from day one that they are not beholden to anyone, no matter what party they were affiliated with in an election, no matter who gave them money, no matter who supported them. When that election's over on January 1st, when you take over, you need to drop them like a bad habit. And you need to, have a focus on the law and the evidence. Now, again, I'm not saying that was done or not done in New York City. I have no opinion on that at all. But, clearly from a public standpoint, you need to be able to show the public that you are non-political. So if you do get a case like this, again, you're never going to get a president case, obviously. Right. But, hey, I've prosecuted political figures here in Buffalo. And so whenever you get a case like this, the public needs to know that your local DA is not political.
And to go off that, you talk about focusing on the law, focusing on evidence. Republican lawmakers had asked to see documents and testimony, and in turn, the district attorney's office sent a letter emphasizing confidentiality provisions and what they protect. Talk a little bit about the importance of that.
Yeah, I'm with him on that. I'm with him on that in the sense that, the district attorney is an elected independent official, and no one is above, over us, hanging over our head, watching us. All right. Obviously, if I commit a crime or do something unethical, then the governor can remove me. But aside from that, we need to be independent, and to have whether it's a state assembly or a state senate or a congressional, have the ability to bring me forward, to question me on what I'm doing is problematic.
If we could switch gears, for moving a little bit further north from the city up to Albany, where today Governor Kathy Hochul is proposing a rule change as it pertains to the rollout of the state's recreational marijuana program. Of course, sales are not being done right now in the Western New York region and in the Finger Lakes because of a pending lawsuit, so there are no actual licenses that are available here in our region. However, the governor said today she wants DAs across the state to start enforcing these rules on some of the stores that are already going ahead and selling pot or recreational varieties without having a license. First of all, what's your reaction to it, and how will you go about doing this?
Well, this is a much bigger problem downstate, obviously, because downstate, you apparently are having storefronts pop up and selling marijuana. We don't have that here in Buffalo, all right, or in Western New York. I have not seen any like storefront pop up and like literally sell open marijuana. What we are seeing though here, and I really think that the genesis of this bill is a little bit more kind of backdoorish in the sense that the Office of Cannabis Control is very concerned about people gifting marijuana in a transaction, and that's what's happening in upstate, here in Western New York. And so now, again, I'm not sure that this new legislation is going to hold up in court on that, because again, it's illegal to gift marijuana. It's illegal to have a possession of marijuana, under 3 ounces. So when you are selling another product and then you are gifting marijuana on the side, I'm curious as to whether or not, the Office of Cannabis Control expects us to prosecute that person. I'm not sure that that's illegal.
Right.
But again, if someone is brazenly opening up a storefront and is now selling marijuana, well then, obviously this new law is going to give me the power to prosecute them. But I also think the main part of this new law, though, is more from a financial standpoint, where they can close them down and fine them. That I wouldn't get involved with. The AG would handle that. I would only get involved if I'm actually going to prosecute the owner or the person behind the counter selling the weed.
And this is certainly something we will keep following. That is all the time we have. Erie County District Attorney John Flynn, thanks for coming in.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
All right, let's